Hello. We find ourselves today in Trevoux, which is a very quiet seaside resort in northwestern France, in the bay where you would find Jersey, Guernsey, Alderney, etc. It's incredibly quiet. Everywhere is closed, and I think on this little trip of Brittany I'm finding that all of these resorts are very, very seasonal. But to just give a recap, since the last vlog where I was in Caen, moved from Caen down to Avanches, which was a hillside or a hilltop town which was very, very well known for a massive battle just after the D-Day landings, where General Patton brought the 7th Infantry and tank divisions and needed to blast his way through Avanches to get round the back of the German troops that were defending the D-Day beaches. Quite interestingly, he was so successful and so fast in what he did that by the time that he joined up with the British forces, he had captured 1.4 million German soldiers. And in Avanches, you'll see that there is quite a big monument memorial to General Patton, and it looks as though he very kindly left one of his tanks so he could remind the population. So we left Avanches and then went down to the coast to Mont Saint-Michel, which the French like to think of the 8th wonder of the world, but it can't be because it's not in Yorkshire. But it was a very interesting day. There's a little bit of footage. It's very difficult to film, absolutely full of tourists and school parties, so very difficult to do much filming. I got a bus there from the village I was staying in, and the chap who told me there was a bus every hour was a liar, because I got the 12 o'clock bus and the next bus back was 8 o'clock in the evening. So rather than stay on the island for 5 hours, which is just a commercial tourist trap, we had a nice 5-kilometre walk back to the village. But anyway, we had a nice beer when we got back into the village, which was, as I say, very, very nice. We then moved on to Paimpol, which was a very attractive seaside town, and again there's a little bit of footage there. Had a great night stopover next to the harbour, and then, as I say, today we moved into another riverside town where there was some stunning 16th century wooden buildings, and now we've moved on to the coast. So again, one of those vlogs where there's a few days catching up, but it's certainly an interesting journey. This is the camping car park just outside Mont Saint-Michel. This is pretty typical of what you will find in France. Almost every town and village has somewhere similar to this. There's no toilets or showers, but there's two big service points where you can empty your water, fill up with water, empty the loo, and every pitch has electric. And this is €17 for the night. Not sure why we can't do something like this in the UK. Morning all. It's a little bit grey and overcast today. In fact, it was raining earlier on. But anyway, we've moved on from the coast and come to this very pretty, interesting little riverside town called Trugier, if I've pronounced that correctly. And there's a park up not far from here by the side of the river, which we'll go and explore in a little while. But now we're going to go and have a walk around the town, see some of the timber frame buildings.